Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. So we had our buddy Robert today from Kustom Correctionz out. He's the guy that we use to do all of our color sanding, buffing, polishing, paint magic type stuff. And he really dialed in the 69 EV. I think the video probably doesn't do it justice, but this car just looks killer. I mean, it looked good before, but him coming in just put it pretty much over the top as far as the paint is gone. This thing is basically like a big blue Beetle shaped mirror right now. And again, I don't think the video quite does it justice, but looks just killer. So if anyone's local here to Orange County, look up Kustom Correctionz. I think Kustom and Correction both spelled with a K. Anyway, you'll find him. He's on Instagram, and not sure if he has a web page or website yet, but look him up. You'll find him. Yeah, killer work, really fair prices for what he does. He's like literally here all day. So yeah, that got done today, and this car is inching ever so much closer to the point where the owners can take delivery of it. We're still waiting on the replacement air conditioner compressor, which went bad despite being new. So new one is on the way. And then what else? Yeah, still I got the spacers in today, but the guy that ordered them got me the wrong studs. He got like, I don't know, the extra long ones, which I would have had to cut like that much off them, or they just would have been ridiculous sticking out. And I don't think that the lug nuts would have even tightened down all the way without cutting them. And yeah, so I'm supposed to get those, and that'll push these wheels out and look better because they don't need to be tucked in like that. And it's limiting the steering like I mentioned before. So yeah, we'll get that taken care of. And then again, putting some miles on this thing, a charge cycle or two, make sure it's all working correctly, and off to the owner it goes. Maybe in a week or so. I think I probably said that for the past few weeks, but for real, getting super close. So Rafa today worked on the Buggy. It doesn't really look any closer or any more done than it did yesterday. So he bolted the body down to the pan today, down to the chassis. So he went through and drilled all the holes and got it bolted in, and he just wasn't happy, or we just weren't really happy with the gaps that we had in the front and in the back here. And that was with the seals that Myers-Manx sells, which I don't know if I showed these close up or not, but they're like a really thick, hard, I don't know what kind of rubber this even is, but it has zero give in it, and they're really thick. And yeah, we weren't really happy with it. So we went ahead and unbolted the body, pulled it off, and then put in the stock style, like so Beetle style pan to body seal all the way around. And then it was evident that there was still going to be, which we knew there was still going to be kind of a bigger gap in the front and in the back. So Rafa made some seals to go over the stock seals out of, I think, like door to body seals off a Beetle, I think is what he ended up using. And it's actually a very clever thing to use because they're foam, and they can sort of squish practically any amount that you need. So yeah, we're trying that out, and I think it's going to work out okay. And so yeah, pretty much spent all day trying to get this pan and body sitting nicely and all sealed up front and back. Just a lot of test fitting, a lot of taking our time. And the body, as I mentioned yesterday, does have to be spread a little bit across here for things to line up nicely. But the good news is that the screws actually ended up fairly well centered along the lip there. We were kind of worried that they were going to end up, especially the ones in the middle, like all the way against the sort of wall there. But I think in the end, when Rafa started drilling holes, he probably had the body spread again across here, probably about maybe close to an inch on each side. So like 2 inches total across here. And that really allowed everything to be kind of centered nicely and stuff like that. So yeah, super clean install. when we're done here finally. And yeah, we'll get these gaps sealed up. And yeah, so just a little bit tedious at this stage to get things fitting to our standards and, you know, sealed the way that we want to see them and stuff like that. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, Robert, our buddy, was here polishing away on this guy. Jacob came in today and he pretty much worked on his fuel lines. So he made another fuel line for the fuel outlet. So that's the one towards the front of the car here that goes from the outlet of the pump up here and then kind of bends up a little bit. And then it's got a T on it. And then that T is going to basically run off to each carburetor. So yeah, pretty clean installation there for that. And so as far as me, what I did today is pretty much worked on the getting all the tin and stuff finished up for this motor. There were a few things that I had forgot. The air cleaner, I took it, I disassembled it, cleaned it up a little bit, and then intake manifold. So I got out his intake manifold that came off the motor and cleaned it up a bit first. It was really greasy and gross, so cleaned it up. And then I checked the heat riser tube, and lo and behold, not surprisingly in hindsight, it was clogged, as they almost always are. And these little single carburetors, they really kind of need that heat riser to be working to really run right and warm up correctly and stuff like that. So we dug through our stash and we found an original one that's not plugged, that's, you know, exactly the same shape and everything, that'll look perfect on this car. So once I got that all gathered up and everything, went off to see our friends at Americoat and dropped off pretty much all the engine tin, the heater boxes, the intake manifold, the fan, all that stuff. So pretty big load over there to those guys. And then after that, what I did was I took his front and rear seats and removed all of the old padding from them. And his, let's see, I think it was the driver's seat. The frame was actually broken in, let's see, about 4 or 5 spots that it was broken were either pieces of the metal had literally broken, or pieces of metal that were supposed to be welded to other pieces of metal. The spot welds had had broken free. So I spent quite a bit of time welding on that frame to get everything where it should be. And then after that, we took that off to sandblasting and powder coating. And yeah, so we'll go ahead and get a jump start on the interior for this thing, even though, you know, we haven't even started painting body yet. But, you know, we like to keep lots of things running in parallel here. Brian Roth came and picked up the motor today already, so that's, you know, underway already. Yeah, so like I said, we like to keep things moving here. We're doing complete restorations, including paint and body, in most cases in about a year. So that's how we do that, is we don't wait around, get things going. So I actually got back on this guy a little bit today. So his radio finally came in, I think it was last week, and I just been busy and didn't have time until today, but I had some free time this afternoon. So I went ahead and installed his RetroSound radio, and it looks right at home on this dash. Once the gauge pod is in here and stuff, it's really going to look killer. But yeah, these radios look great, but they are really kind of a pain in the ass to install. Just because like everything on them is adjustable, and getting it to sit, you know, at the right depth and stuff. And it's really hard to explain why it's so hard, but if you ever install one, you'll see what I mean. But anyway, after much pain and suffering, I got it installed where I'm really, really happy with it. And then there's a brace across the back that picks up the back of the radio and then goes down to the mount for the ashtray. So it's in there really good now. Still have to wire it, but wiring it is going to be the easy part compared to actually just mounting the damn thing. But They look awesome, and they look very, you know, retro appropriate in these cars, and they have all the cool modern stuff like Bluetooth and everything like that. So they're worth the hassle, but you know, I just have to mention that they're a bit of a pain in the ass to install, and Rafa also hates installing them. But again, we install them in almost every 12-volt car we build recently here. So I guess we like them in a way. Customers like them for sure. So, let's see. Trying to think if anything else happened today. So the turquoise bus, which is still next door at Octavio's shop, because I had kind of a long day and didn't really feel like putting it back inside here today because I got to move some things around. So it's still over there. But our paint and body guy did start in on his bumpers. We bought brand new bumpers from Wolfsburg West for the turquoise 64 bus because we had no bumpers for it, and they're nice as they come. They're reproduction ones from Wolfsburg West, but honestly, they need a little body work. They need some love to get them to fit right. So our paint and body guy started in on that today, and I think that is it for today. So pretty productive day here. Lots of people working around here, and yeah. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you again tomorrow.